Y'all should know hakilali. Don't do no papari. Nakirata pasari.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ananji. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are watching this video, that means you are interested on the topic below, which is what you need to know before buying a car. And I'm here with a few tips based on my own experience that I had to go through, and I'm here to share that so that you don't make the mistakes that I made, and you are also aware. I don't know, I'm just sharing my experience. Yes, so without further ado, let's get this video started. I have a notepad here with me. I wrote some notes of the things that I need to talk about so that I don't go off the wagon. First of all is preparing yourself mentally. When you're buying your car, a car is not a short-term investment. It is kind of like a long-term investment because you have to pay at least 5 years for it if you're on finance, unless you're paying more than the installment that they gave you. Now, what do I mean about preparing yourself mentally? When you're buying your car, you need to understand that how having a car is going to affect your finances, and mentally, are you ready for it? I'm saying this because a car comes with a lot of stress, which is one of the reasons why I made this video. It comes with a lot of stress depending on the car you bought. If you bought a second-hand car, your problems might not be the same as the person with a new car. So those are the things that you need to understand. Preparing yourself mentally will mean that, are you ready to remove this certain amount of money per month for the next 5 years? Can you handle it? Can you afford it? Because sometimes we think that we can afford it, but every month that money coming out of your account can have impacts on your finances and also on your mental health. I'm saying this because for me personally, there were things that I was not ready for that comes with having a car that affected me. And you need to ask yourself, do you really need this car? And I'm saying this mainly because some other jobs, they will ask you in the field that I'm in. Most of the time, they'll even say, when I'm looking for a post out there, they literally say preferably your own car. So some other jobs, they come with that requirement that you stand a good chance of getting a job when you have it. Or sometimes, because in South Africa, public transport is really not reliable, and it has become a norm for people to own cars other than the first world countries where public transport is reliable and a person really doesn't need to own a car. A car to some other people, it's a luxury, it's not a necessity. But for us, some of us, it's becoming a necessity. So understanding that, do you really need the car or do you want the car? And when you need the car, you'll understand that based on your budget, how much are you willing to take out so that you are not also broke? Now let's expand this. You will see a car. I have 2 cars that I bought. My first car was a second-hand car. My second car was a brand new car. The reason why I had to sell my second-hand car, because it was giving me problems that I couldn't handle anymore. When you're buying a second-hand car, there are many reasons why the other person is selling their car, and it depends where you buy it. And I'm gonna say this based on my own experience. I wouldn't recommend to anyone to buy a car on Gumtree or any other place when a person is selling the car. I bought a car on Gumtree when someone was selling the car. It was a Chevrolet Spark 2010, and I bought it for 50k. I had the car for like a month, and it started giving me problems. The first problem that I had with it was a gasket blew in a month. I didn't anticipate that. I didn't have money for it. It costed me like 10,000 rand to fix that problem. Now it's only been a month, and I'm already putting more money. And there were other things, small things, that when we were buying a car that we still needed to be fixed. And at the time when I was buying it, my mechanic was like, no, it shouldn't cost you much, and it's fine. This car will last you maybe another 3 years or something like that. But in a month, I had already started pumping in money into this car. It depressed me because I couldn't get away from it. There were times when it would just break down, and I don't have money. It's in the middle of the month, and I would end up taking a loan trying to fix this car because now it's my problem and I'm used to it. I work very far. From where I stayed and where I worked at the time when I bought the car, it was 60 kilometers just to drive there, then again to drive back. So I had to drive 120 and 130 kilometers a day, and I was used to that, and I needed to be at work at 7 o'clock. So it was becoming stressful. It was draining me. It would work sometime for like a month or 2, and then it would happen. And every time you're driving this car, you are literally thinking, please don't break down, please don't break down. Already that's draining. and that's stressful. So those are the things you need to understand, that when you're buying a car from someone else, why are they selling it, and how much mileage has this car driven so far, what year is it? Because obviously for me, when I bought the car in 2019, a 2010 car, that car has been on the road for years, and I ignored the flags. For me personally, I would say that when buying a second-hand car, rather go to a reputable dealership. Make sure the car has low mileage, understand the car's history, which means the service plan. Has the car ever been in an accident or whatever? Sometimes I don't think they would say those things, but at least understand that the car has a full service history. Then you know that, okay, cool, at least the person that was using the car was taking care of it. And then when it comes to a brand new car, what you need to know, a brand new car is a good deal because you're gonna start the car by yourself. But a brand new car, for some other people, they might say that it's expensive. For me, a brand new car, it wasn't expensive because of the car that I chose. Our pockets are not the same, and it's very important for you as a person to understand your pocket and stick to it. I am saying this because when you go to a dealership, you need to also go there, shop around for the car, give yourself time. Don't just rush into it. So if you're planning to buy your car for like maybe in May, you can start shopping for the car right now, and then you see all these dealership, what cars they have depending on the car you want. Maybe you might want a Clio, a VW, whatever brand it is, and then you see on your budget how much they're willing to offer you. So it's very important that when you go there and you understand, okay, this car is 3,000 rand a month maybe, and when they're saying from 3,000 rand a month, it doesn't mean that that's exactly the amount that you're gonna pay. They still need to do your credit check, and then the bank might still add interest, so it might not be exactly the same amount that you anticipated. And for me, I had a budget of not more than 4,000 rand a month for the car that I wanted to buy. That's just the car. You need to have a service plan if you want one, so that you don't pay a lump sum at one go every time you take your car for a service. A maintenance plan, an insurance for this car. Some people go far as having scratch and dent for tires and all of those things. So when you add that together, you need to understand that I want my car to only cost me 6,000 rand a month, including fuel and everything. So when you're going there, you know that already. If it's 6,000 rand a month, including everything, maybe you might have to pay for your car maybe 3,500 or 4,000 rand, depending on the way you'll be driving per month and the things that you're going to be on. And then if you buy a demo sometimes comes already with the extras, and it's a bit lower than a brand new car. So that's another option to go for. Rather go for a demo if you want maybe the extras. For me, honestly, I wanted a demo because I knew that the demo would have the things that I wanted, but I was approved for a brand new car. And I really believe that the salesperson did blindside me on that one. He was pushing a sale, which brings me to my point, that saying that it's important that you stick to your budget, because when you stick to your budget, the salespeople, they are vultures. They will come for you and they will take you off your budget. I wanted a demo because I wanted a demo, or at least a 1-year-old. Like, I bought my car last year, so I was like, it's fine, even if the car is a 2019, I will take it as long as it has the extras that I wanted. By the time I was getting approved, they were like, oh, you're approved for this one. And I was like, but I wanted a demo. They're like, no, this is actually a good deal. And then they explained to me, the car is brand new, you get to start it afresh and all. I bought into that and I got it. So the reason why I'm saying that understand your stick to your budget is because those people will come for you and they're pushing targets, and sometimes they know what car needs to leave the store that month. And if you allow them to change your mind, you'll end up paying for something that you didn't want. 2, you might even be paying for more than what you anticipated. So stick with your budget, be strict with it, and they will be in turn walking around your budget to fit your needs. And while you are preparing yourself mentally, I'd rather say that it's save up on the months. Like I said, you are planning to buy your car in May. Right now it's January, so you can start saving up that amount that you might pay per month. This is to prepare you, one, again, mentally. Can I handle this? Am I okay with 6,000 rand leaving me in my account every month? Will I survive? Will it not depress me? Will it not push me back on other things that I need to know. Because sometimes, even for me, when I at first, because remember when I bought my first car, I paid up cash. I didn't have an installment for it. So when I was now starting to get a new one, I thought, easy peasy. But it does take away some things from you, honestly, because now suddenly there's this huge amount that you are paying and you were not ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. I didn't prepare myself, I guess, like what I'm saying to people that they should do. So while you are saving up for it, you are seeing, okay, in this month I managed to save this 6,000 rand. I didn't even touch it. Second month, try the same thing, and then by May, when you're buying a car, you can use that same amount that you were saving all this month to use it as your first down payment, which is a deposit. And it might also help with lowering maybe your installment, like it did mine. I had a down payment for my car. It lowered down my installment because the initial installment was too much. Then I said I'll pay a deposit, and it lowered it down. And it also lowered my interest rate, so they said. Lastly, I want to talk about their balloon payment. So when you're buying a car, you'll hear sometimes other people, they'll get a balloon payment, because sometimes the balloon payment is the residual amount. You can choose not to have a balloon payment, then they will maybe make your installment higher. Then other people are like, no, it's fine, keep the balloon payment. Now 5 years go very quickly. It is very much up to you how you choose to plan it. I would advise I'd rather plan it on this way. Every year or at the end of the year, however you save your money, try to at least have like maybe a 10k or a 20k. Go put it down to the bank so that you meet that balloon halfway, so that after 5 years you don't have to chuck out maybe 50,000, 90,000, depending on the balloon payment that they may give you at all one go, because you don't know what might happen. You might not have it, and then sometimes they might tell you that to refinance it. And what if at that time maybe your credit score isn't great, or maybe you can't afford again to go again on another 2 years? Because honestly, it's not fun paying for a car for that long. So I would say that for people that might opt to go for a balloon payment, rather also learn to save up for that balloon payment. Don't say that I'll save up and then in 5 years I'll pay them. Go to the bank whenever you have the money and pay, and saying that this money is for my balloon payment. That's pretty much my advice and my experience. So I hope this helps someone, and if you have any other more questions regarding the tips when buying a car, you can leave me a comment below. I'm not an expert to this. I can only share my experience and recommendations based on what I think, but mostly what I would say, teach yourself, see what's out there, search for cars, search for good dealerships if you're buying a second-hand car, and take your time. Mostly take your time. That is my advice. Thank you so much for watching, and if you got this far, I really appreciate it. Please leave me a like, a comment, and kindly subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you on my next video. And you're welcome, guys, to leave me comments on what video on what topics I should cover. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.